So I'm not fishing today. I don't fish every day. There's only so much fishing and so many fish a man can catch. But I have been writing about fishing. That was earlier on. But now I've taken a bit of a drive coming near the end of the trip, and I wanted to see this massive forest of hewn pine trees and wilderness area that's in Tasmania, and it's absolutely amazing. And I've just went to see a river, big deep river over that way, called the Pieman River. I think it's called, and somebody told me, I don't know how true this is, that it's called the Pieman River because somebody ate somebody called Pieman, so he tasted like a pie. It's some sort of weird story like that, but I could be completely wrong. But behind me here, there's another river. It's called the Savage River. And in these areas, there's this big, massive, black lobster cum crayfish, big crayfish. It's protected and it's only found in these areas. So normally you just find these little yabbies or crayfish about this size, but this thing is quite big. It's got these massive claws and it looks pretty cool. I saw one, not in the river, and it wasn't alive. It was mounted on the wall of a pub. Funny that, it was in a pub. I was forced to go in there just to see the crayfish, of course. But in this tube, I've got a poster that I got made. I've got a spare one here, and I got them made up for a couple of people I bumped into, and it's a fly fishing poster as such. They got me in a lot of trouble, and I got the magazine that printed it in a bit of trouble, because that's just what happens when you do something that's out the norm. I'm going to tell you about it in the next part 2. Okay, years ago, as a kid, I always saw these posters and t-shirts, and you see this guy fishing, and he's naked, and there's a fish under the water. You know, water's up to his waist, and there's a fish underneath, and he's got his trousers down, and it's sucking his wanger. And it was always, I've seen it in postcards, I've seen it in every country I've nearly been in, Western country, there's a bit of a joke with it. And I thought to myself once, I'm going to do that. Imagine doing that and getting a really good photograph. Not actually getting sucked off by the fish, but, you know, being arty and actually creating that image with a photograph, a proper photograph. So it was always in my head for years and years. I'm talking decades. And then I'm in a place in Wyoming and I'm fishing for carp. This is years ago. And there's white sandy beaches and I see this carp in this bay. And I think, if I get the sun right and everyone, and I catch this carp, this would be the perfect place to get that photograph. I wasn't going to use a dead fish. You've got to use a live one, and it's got to be an efficient scenario. Even though the people in the photograph won't know it's alive. It's just that artistic, arty thing that I had to do. So I figured out where this fish was, and I thought, and I tried to catch it, and I couldn't catch it. So I went back the next day, and it's still in there. It was in this sort of shallowish water, and it was always in there first thing in the morning. Set up my tripod, etc. Snuck in there, caught the fish, got it into the side, left it stranded just in the shallow water on the sand, and went and switched the camera on, and then went to take the photograph and got the photograph. Amazingly, I got the photograph how I wanted it, and that photograph is what I'm going to tell you about in part 3. Okay, so I catch the fish, I get the photograph, the next day I go back in that bay, that fish is still alive and it's fine. So how did I get the photograph? Well, I set the camera up, ran, picked up the fish, dropped my dacks, picked up the fish. I think I had my rod under the arm. We'll have a look in the photograph just now, and I'm like, and pull the fish, and I got the photograph, and I was like so excited because I just knew that that's not easy to do by yourself. And So I'm just stoked, and I'm thinking, when can I use this photograph? I wanted to use it for something, make a poster or whatever. And then I decide, I wonder if I can use it for a bit of marketing and an advert in a magazine, especially this really premier magazine, one of the best fly fishing magazines out there. It's called Fly Life. It's out of Australia, Tasmania, where I am today. And I used to advertise it, and I spent a fortune in that magazine through the years. And so anyway, I sent them the photograph. The editors and that loved it. So they set it up for me, and it got printed and it got sent out. I sort of forget about it, and I'm away that winter when the advert comes out. The advert comes out. I don't know about it. Well, I forgot. And I'm in Asia. No, I was in the Himalayas. I was fly fishing in the Himalayas, and I get reception every now and again, a week, 2 weeks. And when I get onto it, there's like 100 and something emails. And I'm like, Jesus, what's happened here? And what that was the magazine had been sent out, and suddenly it just created all this chaos. And it sort of got the magazine in trouble, and it got me in trouble. The magazine was getting threats, the staff were getting threats, I was getting threats. Part 3 coming up. There's a car coming. Ooh. So there's nothing I could do. I've done the advert. It cost me I think $2,000. It wasn't cheap. It was a full page, but I did it because I wanted to do it. I wanted to make people smile, and thought, everyone's too serious in this fly fishing, all up their ass. Why can't they just relax, have some fun? Plus, in that magazine and every other magazine at that time, there was a naked lady. Well, not naked. She had some clothes on, and it was a Shakespeare. It was one of the big companies were advertising those magazines, and there was this, and she had like the negligee on, you know, and she was hot, you know what I mean? Much hotter than me. No one complained because it was a lady, you know? And I was like, she's getting on really doing fishing. I have, and I just want to laugh. But anyway, so the editor on that we did it, they sent it out. So went back and forth, and it caused an uproar. I actually received some handwritten letters from people saying that they're shocked with me and blah, blah, blah. Some of them got my address. Well, I had the fly shop at the time. And basically threatening me. But they couldn't really. They're just saying, I'm a lawyer and I'm offended, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, what? It just got out of hand. And I was like, has anybody not got any humour out there? Turns out the editor and the people at the staff all at that magazine that printed it, they had to backpedal. They started backpedaling big time and apologising. And they'd never received a complaint or even a threat for years. And apparently the girl in the office, the girl that worked in the office was in tears because she's answering the phone. And they got like 70 complaints in the first day from subscribers about that advert. So then I was getting a lot of the blame. And yeah, I'll take it. But what the people that are complaining didn't realise is that the magazine printed it, the editors and the staff loved it. Loved that photo. Part 4. But that was years ago, and I sort of forgot about it. And the people I use for marketing and helping me with a bit of stuff through the years, they're all girls who don't fish. They saw that photograph, and they just thought it was hilarious. They got it straight away. They weren't offended. And, yeah. And the thing was, it wasn't a trout, it was a carp. It's got big rubber lips, you know, big Mick Jagger lips, you know. So if you're going to, like, use a fishing kid on it sucking you off, you might as well use one with big lips as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, it was a carp. And I love carp, and I respect all fish. And like I say, I released it. So just in recent times, I'm traveling around here in Tasmania, and twice I bumped into people, and they were like, I didn't go around saying, my name's Stu, I'll make sure I try not to have a Stu hat on, whatever. But anyway, starts talking to these fishermen. Next minute, they're like, are you that guy? And next minute, blah, blah, blah. And two of them went, man, Love that advert. Oh man, it's the best thing we've ever seen. Did we laugh? We've never laughed so much when we've opened a fly fishing magazine. So I got these guys' address and I got it printed. I got it printed for them, and this is the advert. You know, I don't know if you can see it. So, yeah, you can't see any bits. It's all in the mind what's happening. There's nothing actually happening at all. You know, that fish is not sucking me off. I'm just holding it in that position. And, yeah. And, you know, we had a good laugh about it. But that got me into a lot of trouble. So, I got these posters. And I'm sending them off to the guys. That's the story behind an advert that upset some traditional people who's got no humour, and just sometimes they're just a bit stuffy. Well, that's what I think, but that's up to you. It might offend you, it might not. Hopefully it hasn't, and you get it. You get all the arty stuff that was involved with it. And it might have cost me money, it's cost me clients, customers. I don't care. I did it. I'm one of these people. I've done it. I done it with the help of the magazine, and we pulled it off, and we had the best fun in a fly fishing magazine that's ever been had. Well, that's what we think. You choose. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your support. Just another wee story.